Hi, my name is Salma. I'm from Communication in President University, and here I want to explain about 7 traditions of communication theory and 2 theory of communication theory. Of communication theory, one is Semiotic Tradition, 2 Rhetorical Tradition, 3 Phenomenological Tradition, 4. Cybernetic, 5. Social Psychology, 6. Social Cultural, and 7 is Critical. And also, there's 2 communication theory. The first one is Attribution Theory, and the second one is Symbolic Theory. The first theory is the Semiotic Traditions. What is Semiotic Traditions? Semiotic is the study of sign or symbol, which are important traditions in the thought of communication traditions. The Semiotic Traditions include the main theory of how signs represent objects, ideas, situations, circumstances, feelings, and so on that are outside the self. And the second theory is the Rhetorical Traditions. What is Rhetorical Traditions? Rhetorical Traditions is the art of language used in speaking both oral and written. Evolved rhetoric emphasizes all human uses of symbol that influence the surrounding environment and shape the world in which they live. In rhetoric, communication can be used as a strategy to develop strong and credible arguments that can lead to successful persuasion of audience. And the third theory is the Phenomenological Traditions. What is Phenomenological Traditions? Phenomenological Traditions is concentrating on personal experience, including the part of individuals who have shared experience with each other. In addition, phenomenological also observe daily life in the natural atmosphere. The tradition of phenomenological can explain the audience in interacting with the media. The fourth theory is the Cybernetic Traditions. What is Cybernetic Traditions? Cybernetic tradition is a tradition that discusses a complex system in which various elements in it interact and influence each other in how something digital, mechanical, or biological process information, reach to information, and change or can be changed in order to achieve two tasks first. And the fifth theory is the social psychological tradition. What is social psychological traditions? It's a tradition that pays attention to importance to interactions that affect mental processes in individuals. This tradition has a focus on the study of individual social behavior, psychological variables, individual effects, personality, nature, and perceptions. Basically, this tradition provides an understanding of how humans process information. And the sixth theory is the social cultural traditions. What is social cultural? Social cultural is the study how communities together create a reality or their social, organizational, and cultural groups. And social cultural is used in topics about individuals, conversations, groups, organizations, media, and culture and society. And society. And the last theory is the critical traditions. What is critical traditions? Critical traditions is explained both the scope of interpersonal communication and media communication. These traditions seem to take with the defense of the weak. Communication is expected to play a role in the process of transforming weak societies. Also, there's two theories of communication theory. The first one is Attribution Theory and the second one is Symbolic Theory. The first theory is Attribution Theory. Attribution theory is applied in studying attitudinal inconsistencies. And also, how do we make decisions or conclusions about someone? We make an attribution when we feel and describe someone's behavior and try to find out why they behave like that. Example: a teenager who is still in high school committed suicide because he is often bullied by his own friends. From there, we know that he experienced depression and stress due to bullying, so he committed suicide. And the second theory is the symbolic theory. What is symbolic theory? Symbolic theory is the relationship between symbols and interaction with humans. Symbolic interaction theory emphasizes the relationship between symbols and interaction, and the core of the view of this approach is the individual. Example: in the world, there are many professions that we recognize, and that is the symbol to recognize who really are. Like a doctor wearing a white coat, a firefighter wearing a special uniform, or it could be like a student who every school carries a book in his bag. This indicates that the symbols can determine who we are. Okay, so that is some theory I give to all of you. I'm sorry if that's a word wrong. Thank you.